Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. We are starting in 20 seconds. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Thank you. Welcome, managing and principal partner of Haslam Sports Group, Dee Haslam.
Wow, good afternoon. On behalf of the Haslam Sports Group and our family, it is my pleasure to welcome you to the groundbreaking of the new Huntington Bank Field. Today is a historic day for Northeast Ohio, and we are excited to have you here to help us celebrate. We understand the power of sports to unite people and the unique impact the Cleveland Browns has on this community. The history of this team, the loyalty of our fans are unlike anything else. We are humbled and honored to be stewards of the team. Cleveland has world-class health care, world-class cultural institutions, and most importantly, world-class people. You deserve a stadium that reflects all that is extraordinary about this region, a stadium that can be transformative for generations to come. We are extremely grateful to the many people who also believe in this vision, who have rolled up their sleeves, committed to bold ideas, and put their passions for Northeast Ohio to work, making the project a reality. We ask HKS and the renowned architects to dig into Cleveland's history and the legacy of the Cleveland Browns to design a stadium reflective of this city. We also challenge them to create a home that the NFL has never seen before. The new Huntington Bank Field will be iconic. It will elevate Cleveland onto a global stage, ensuring that this project will showcase a reimagined Northeast Ohio. Our project construction is led by AECOM, Hunt, and Turner, with over 6,000 construction jobs consisting of a workforce that will be 75% local. Commissioner Goodell, we know you've had a busy week, but we are grateful that you took time to be here. And Governor DeWine, we thank you for your belief in Northeast Ohio and how this project will transform our region. There are many other leaders, such as Jerry Sherino, Matt Huffman, Rob McCauley, Brian Stewart, Mike Davila, Tom Patton, and all the members of the Ohio House and Ohio Senate who have supported this vision. We'd also like to thank U.S. Senators John Husted and Bernie Moreno, U.S. Congressman Max Miller, and of course, Brook Park Mayor Ed Orcutt. We are so glad to have you here for this tremendous occasion. This project is more than just a stadium. reflects your commitment to the future of Northeast Ohio. We embrace our responsibility to put a winning team on the field, and we are working tirelessly with Andrew Berry and Coach Monken to do our part. We also know the soul of the Cleveland Browns are our fans. They have done their part, supporting us and creating the best home field advantage in the NFL. Players such as Jim Brown, Otto Graham, Bernie Kosar, and Joe Thomas have created our rich history. We can't wait to build the new Huntington Bank Field and ensure that it honors the legacy of the Cleveland Browns while creating new memories for future generations. So we are grateful you are here tonight because we can't wait to show you your new home. It is my pleasure now to introduce our pastor, Dr. R.A. Vernon of the Word Church, to give the innovation.
Let us pray. Father, we thank you for being here today. We ask that you would bless everyone present. Father, we ask you really to bless 4 things. First of all, God, we thank you. We ask that you bless this place called Cleveland, Greater Cleveland, Northeast Ohio. We pray that as a result of this magnanimous undertaking, this place will continue to be respected across the world. That people will fly in to witness Super Bowls and major public events. That Cleveland, Northeast Ohio will be a vacation destination that's pushed by this project. Not only do we thank you for this place called Greater Cleveland, but we thank you for this project, Huntington Bank Field. Father, we pray that this task, this big undertaking will employ thousands of people, that because of this project, men and women will be able to take checks home to their family. We pray for the safety of this project, that every construction worker will go home whole and blessed, that the excitement because of what's happening will touch all of Northeast Ohio. So, Father, thank you for this place, and then thank you for this project, and then, Father, thank you for the progenitors, Jimmy and Dee Haslam, not just because of what they have, but because of who they are. Thank you for their hearts to do this, the unreservedly availing themselves to make Northeast Ohio a better place. Father, bless them, not just them, but their children. Thank you for J.W. and Whitney and all of the children and grandchildren. Keep them safe, Father. Protect them. Thank you for their big hearts to be a blessing to Northeast Ohio. And then, Father, bless the players. We pray that not one player will be injured on that field, that they will be winners not just on the field, but winners in their homes. We protect them and cover them in prayer. And so, Father, we thank you for this place. We thank you for this project. We thank you for the progenitors. We thank you for the players. And, Lord, with all of the political unrest and all this happening in the world right now, we hate to bother you with trivial things, but if it's okay, one final P, let us go to the playoffs. In Jesus' name, amen.
Thank you. And now, some of the first looks of the new Huntington Bank Field's improved fan experience.
We're beyond excited about the project. I mean, new Huntington Bank Field is going to be second to none in the National Football League and is truly designed with elements that tie everything into Northeast Ohio. And I think our fans, when they walk into that building, will get that vibe and they'll feel like they're at home. We just don't want this to be a football stadium. We want it to be a place that brings the community together, from retail to residential to potential office, spring, summer, winter, fall, you name it. We want to do everything we can to activate that plaza.
The design of the stadium and the entire process is really important to all of us, and we spent a lot of time thinking through all the individual elements. really with the fan at the center of every single decision that we made.
And I would say the Grand Concourse is something that fits along those lines. It's going to be some of the widest concourses in all of the NFL with really high ceilings, and it's actually going to serve both the upper and the lower bowls for our fans. I think Cleveland's tailgating tradition is something that we're all well aware of, so we've worked hard to preserve that as well.
The folded plate roof really an invention for the Browns. The movement of folding the structure allows it to span those distances to kind of really maximize the transparency and the light that's going to come into the stadium. Really, what inspired the roof for us were all the iconic atriums found throughout Cleveland. The sound, the energy will all be kind of amplified and directed back down to the field. So tailored together, it really is going to be a loud and raucous environment for those fans.
Creating a home field advantage is extremely important to us as an organization. Our first row of seats will be the closest in the league, and we'll have the steepest and largest fan section in the NFL.
Most importantly for our dog pound, how close they'll be and how steep that rake will be. It's going to sound incredible.
And then maybe the most fun is the visiting team will come out of the tunnel right next to the dog pound, so they're going to feel that intimidation from the moment they step on the field.
We have the best fans in the NFL, and they deserve this. We can't wait for the stadium to open in 2029.
Please welcome to the stage, managing partners of Haslam Sports Group, Whitney Haslam Johnson and J.W. Johnson, along with President of Haslam Sports Group, Dave Jenkins. And to host our panel is senior broadcaster with the Cleveland Browns, Nathan Zagura.
This is exciting. I mean, I know a lot of people in this room have dreamt about this moment, the start of this to get to the new Huntington Bank Field for a long time, because what it's going to do, it's going to bring the best stadium in the world to the people who deserve it most, the best fans in the world.
Well, speaking of that, we've got a lot of great fans. Can someone get us a Here We Go Brownies going to get this thing jumping? Who's leading the way? All right, we're ready to go.
And now we're ready to go. Exactly right. And this is all about the fans. And so, Whitney, I'm going to start with you. What are some of the design elements, the unique design elements of the new Huntington Bank Field that you are excited about? And what did we do to really make this embody our region, to be a reflection of our region, to make it really ours here in Northeast Ohio?
Yeah, well, in partnering with HKS, it was really important that we operated off of certain design principles. So we wanted to make sure we kept the fan at the center of every design decision that we made, and also that the building was really representative of Cleveland. Lance mentioned, but one of the most exciting design elements is the roof that we're going to have. It's going to be transparent. It's actually going to be a lot like sitting in here today, but it'll feel like you're sitting outside with all the benefits of sitting inside, as well as bring an incredible sound and intensity to it. I would say another unique design element that we're really excited about is because of the proximity to the airport, we're building 80 feet into the ground. And so the way the fans will enter the stadium is crossing over these bridges and be able to look down into open air atriums and then actually walk down into the bowl and be met with these large grand concourses that are 2 times the size of what we have today. So tons more interesting design elements that we look forward to talking about, but those are 2 really that we're really excited about.
And that is exciting. And I know one of the things that I know, JW, you're excited about is the new and improved dog pound. So what's got you fired up about that? And why was it so important to not only honor the old fan traditions that everybody here has come to love, but to be able to create new traditions for our fans?
Sure. I mean, first and foremost, I mean, the dog pound is a section in our stadium, but it's rooted by the fans that have been so passionate, so loyal. Big Dog, good to see you here today. So passionate and loyal to this team for so many years. And so big thank you to all of our fans, and appreciate you guys being here. Look, the dog pound is going to be incredible. I mean, that we saw in the video, it'll have the steepest rake within the fan wall in all the National Football League. It'll feel very much like Dortmund in Germany of the big soccer wall of fans. People will be able to have a place to sit, to be able to stand and still be safe. And traditions like tailgating. We know tailgating is a big deal, and a lot of people go to the Muni lot, but we're going to have plenty of parking for our fans to be able to come and tailgate and then not walk a mile into the stadium. It'll be a closer proximity. They'll have their own entrance into the stadium dedicated to the dog pound. And then, oh, by the way, you're going to have all the amenities that you would have, whether that's plenty of food and beverage and then be able to go down to your seats and to be able to create the most intimidating home field advantage of all sports, it's going to be incredible. I think one of the other traditions we're looking at doing is, could you have, may have some bronze dog faces. So when you're walking in, you give the dog a touch as a good luck, almost like Notre Dame, play like a champion for today. But, different things that we can think about. And we want our fans to contribute to us and think about new traditions that we should be bringing to the new building. So everything that we're doing for the stadium is all about the fans. And without them, we wouldn't be here today. So thank you.
And speaking of those fans, Dave, what are some of the major improvements made in the new stadium that's going to provide for an unparalleled game day experience for our fans?
Well, I think JW just listed all of them off, so thank you. I think Whitney touched on it first. The fan was at the forefront of our process. So every step of the way, it was a pretty controversial decision to build a new stadium. So from day one, we said we had to get it right. And getting it right meant fixing some of the parking issues, fixing some of the traffic issues, getting in the building. And then once you're in the building, what are you experiencing? So it's the wide concourses. It's the closest first row to the field in the league. It's the closest last row. It's increased points of sales, increased restrooms, a wonderful retail shop. So just keeping the fan at the forefront and making the decisions that are in their best interest.
Yeah, that's why I think this is so exciting. The best fans getting the best stadium as you're seeing this kind of evolve right before your eyes behind us. Now, Whitney, you talked about some of the design elements. JW talked about the dog pound and the traditions, both old and new, that you want to bring in here. And then, Dave, you talked about some of the major improvements being made for our fans. Before we leave our panel here, I want to give each of the opportunity to say something, one thing that you want everybody in this room, everybody who's watching through the cameras at home, one thing that you want them to take from this about what the new Huntington Bank Field will be. And Whitney, or Dave, I'm sorry, I'll start with you.
The first thing I would say is it's a great responsibility to own or to operate a football team because what these assets mean to the community. So everything we did in that process was through the eyes of the fan. And we just are so excited for what it's going to be. And I don't think any of us will fully appreciate what we're building until the day we step in that brand new building and see what it's like.
Can't wait. Can't wait. JW?
Yeah, listen, I think I've said this plenty of times. Cleveland deserves nice things, and this is going to be incredible. And I think when people walk in the building, it's going to be the wow factor that you've never had before in your life and, be able to enjoy it for many years to come. And I think something else we also want to make sure of is, technology is ever changing. And so we want to make sure that we're keeping up with technology, making sure connectivity from your Wi-Fi to your cell phone to, again, video boards, to you name it. We want fans to feel connected and, again, having that wow moment of seeing what you're going to have for a long time to come is what we're really excited about.
And Whitney, bring us home.
I think just the project is so special because of how it will contribute to the growth of this region. And this is a 50-year stadium solve, and it's not just about Browns home games. It's about all the events and concerts and 365 days a year of activating it and really elevating Cleveland to the national stage. And as JW says, Cleveland deserves to be shown off.
Well, put your hands together. Thank you all so much for your investment, for your hard work. This is going to be transformative for Northeast Ohio, folks, and you're right. We deserve it.
Thank you, Whitney Haslam Johnson, J.W. Johnson, and Dave Jenkins.
It's our privilege and we believe our obligation to contribute back to communities, but no gift that we could ever give will come close to what this investment is going to do for this community over the next 50 to 75 years.
That's going to be something that we've never experienced before. This is over $3.5 billion investment for the region. For us to have the opportunity to have a $2.6 billion investment from the Haslams and from the Johnson family, this doesn't happen every day, and it's going to be prospering for our region.
It wasn't just about building a facility for 10 to 15 games a year. What it was about is having the opportunity to bring the Super Bowl, the Final Four, concerts, trade shows, all those great events to Northeast Ohio
Having a dome stadium will certainly allow for 365 uses. That will bring in enormous numbers of new visitors to our community, generating millions, tens of millions of dollars.
We believe in Northeast Ohio. We believe what it can be and what the future can be. We are a region that can have a dome stadium and that can offer so much more to this community. We're on the rise. It's vibrant and ready to grow.
I hear jobs, I hear internships, I hear apprenticeships, I hear opportunities for our students not only to see the future of their city coming to light, but being a part of that future.
I was born and raised here in Northeast Ohio, and while I love construction, one thing that I might be a little bit more passionate about is the Cleveland Browns. We're happy to say our local residents will play a major role. A minimum of 75% of the total workforce hours will be performed by local residents. There will be over 6,000 construction jobs created on this project.
Once the total mixed-use development's done, it will create 5,000 permanent jobs per year. You know, our estimates show that it'll have $1 billion a year in economic impact, and we think this will be a tremendous catalyst to growth. We think it'll encourage people to live, work, and raise a family here, which is what we all want.
Here to discuss the vision behind the investment and its economic impact, please welcome HSG Managing and Principal Partner Jimmy Haslam, NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell, and Governor of Ohio Mike DeWine. This panel will be hosted by Browns play-by-play announcer Andrew Siciliano.
Good afternoon, everybody, or good evening, everybody. I think it's great that, it's such a beautiful day, but the future is so bright that our guy Joe Thomas, the Hall of Famer, is wearing shades in the front row here. I think that speaks to what not only 2029 is going to be like, but this project moving forward. And it is an honor to have you, Governor, here, and Roger, the Commissioner, here as well. Roger, I'll start with you. This is kind of a full circle moment here. You have always kept this team and this town and this region close to your heart. You've always cared about this team, this town, this region. And you, before you were Commissioner, played a pivotal role in making certain that this team came back here for the greatest fans in the world. Tell me about that moment in '99 and coming full circle here in 2026.
Well, it's great to be back here. As some of you know, I was actually born a couple hours away from here in Jamestown, New York, and I have a lot of friends, lifelong friends from Cleveland, so I always knew about the passion. But that was a difficult time for the NFL when the Browns left to Baltimore, and we wanted to figure out how we could mend that situation and get it to the place that it is today. And obviously, the stadium was a big part of it. The commissioner at the time, Paul Tagliabue, he said, "This is your project. Go do it." And so working with the private sector, the public sector here, we got to work on a plan that I think ultimately led to the Browns' return and was a great thing for this community, but it was also a great thing for the NFL. The NFL is not right without Cleveland. You're great fans here, and it was important for us to get back and have a team here.
The Haslams have said they want to make this building, this venue, the first of its kind. You've been to all 30 venues, obviously, in the NFL. Roger, you've seen all the venues when the NFL takes the show on the road internationally. We were at Tottenham last year and saw that amazing facility. What will make the new Huntington Bank Field so special and so different?
Is that Jimmy or me?
No, that'll be for you, sir.
That's for me. But I'm sorry. I did not know I was going to have to wear suntan lotion here. Can you get sunburned through this? Because this is unbelievable. Listen,
can I offer you these?
I'm good, thank you. You know, the thing that I love about this, because I heard it a little bit about the tradition of tailgating, I think this is going to bring the fan experience to a whole nother level here. Having the space that's out here to be able to get into the facility, have your tailgates, celebrate the Browns, celebrate other events going on, I think is going to be extraordinary. And it's going to be a much different experience. But I think the investment in this community that Haslam Sports, that Haslam family are making, not just here, but also in Berea, just a couple of miles away, with their soccer team, a few other miles away. and the public sector under the governor's leadership. And there's so many good things that are happening about this. And I think this facility, most importantly, will, I think, bring a lot of pride to the community, but also an opportunity to show the great things that are happening in this community.
Last one for you, sir, because it's the one that I know everybody kind of sort of wants to know, so I'll just roll it out there. We think Northeast Ohio and the Browns did pretty well for the draft back in 2021, considering the circumstances. Could I, because you have said this building is Super Bowl ready, can I interest you in a Super Bowl here in Northeast Ohio?
I will start with the draft, because you mentioned that point. And listen, the draft was here in 2020 under really difficult circumstances as we were all battling. I guess it was 21 technically, but as we were battling through COVID and trying to get out of it, it was not the event that we expected. But this community came together and met those challenges, and we pulled the draft off here. But it wasn't, I think, the impact that was necessary. So Jimmy and I have talked about it a lot. I've talked about it with our committees. We look forward to coming back here with the draft soon, for sure. I think it's important. You want me to stop there, or do you want me to talk about...
No, you can keep going.
Yeah. Okay. On the Super Bowl, listen, I have no doubt that this stadium is going to be Super Bowl quality. Zero doubt about that. I think the challenge now for this community, and hopefully this stadium and this development is going to be transformative, is how does the rest of the facilities in the community develop? Because we not just have 72,000 or 75,000 people coming for the Super Bowl. It's close to 200,000 people that come in. So airports, hotels, we have hotel room needs of close to 50, if not 60,000. Some of the competitors, as you know, Los Angeles, some of those other markets, are 100,000. So those are the things that we're going to have to develop along with these opportunities around the stadium. But you have the stage. Now we have to bring the facilities around it.
Can't wait to get this place open in 2029, obviously, and start down that road potentially to getting that game here. Governor, it's great to have you here as well, sir. We're talking about the win for Northeast Ohio, but how much of a win is this for the entire state of Ohio?
Andrew, this is a great win, not just for Cleveland, not just for Northeast Ohio. It's a great win for the state of Ohio. Look, I always think that you need to think big. And what you saw today and what you're going to see in the years ahead, in the months ahead as this goes up, you're going to see something very big, something very visionary. And to me, that is what Ohio is frankly all about. The quality of life in the state of Ohio, there's no better place to live than in the state of Ohio. And one of the reasons is all the things we have to do, all the fun things, the museums we have, the theater we have, zoos we have, everything. But also, one of the great things we have is great professional sports. And we have to keep moving forward and keep thinking big. And so quality of life is what's fun, what makes life worth living. And for some of us, sports is one of the things that makes life fascinating, interesting, and really keeps us focused. So this is a big deal for Ohio. You know, you can look at the construction jobs. I met a number of our trades union folks out here, and they're going to have thousands and thousands of people employed here. Come on. Thank you guys for doing it. We're building Ohio, and we're just going to keep going. So no, it's an exciting day.
Roger mentioned the public-private partnership. How significant for you is the structure for this project?
Well, this is a unique public-private partnership, and you know, my goal, I'll be quite honest, my goal was to be supportive of this and do what we could at the state level because we needed state money. But you also have the Haslam organization putting a ton of money into this thing as well, and that's sometimes something that is forgotten. My goal here was not only to be able to supply some help and state money for the Browns, but frankly, we've got a lot of other sports teams in the state. And the state for the last 30 to 35, 40 years has participated in the building of new stadiums, new ballparks. We've also participated in renovations. It's clear we're going to do that, and it's the right thing for us to do. But it was important that sports, stadiums and state money going into it not compete with education, not compete with mental health services, not compete with all the other things that we need that makes a society a good society. And so I came up with a plan, and the idea was, frankly, to tax the sports companies. Legislature didn't go along with that. But what they did do is they came up with another plan, and it's a plan that does not interfere with the money we need for education and all the other things that we want. So that's what makes this work. And we working with the legislature, a number of them are here, we came up with a plan that's going to ensure that Ohio will continue to be number one in sports for decades and decades and decades. That money is going to be there to help not only build this stadium, it's going to be there to help our other sports facilities around the state. Again, that's part of the quality of life in the state of Ohio and what we value in the state of Ohio.
And what's great as well is that this is not the only project right now in Northeast Ohio. I believe Whitney used the word transformational early, whether it's this project or the other projects that are shovel-ready or currently being planned in Northeast Ohio. How transformational can all those projects truly be for the region?
You know, I'm very optimistic about the future of the state of Ohio, but I'm also very optimistic about the future of Northeast Ohio. If you think what's going to happen with this new stadium, if you see can imagine what's going to happen with the airport in the days ahead, in the months, years ahead, but also the lakefront. We have not utilized the lakefront well enough. We've not opened it up enough to people. We've not opened enough for people who live here, but also for tourists to come in. It's one of the great assets that we have is our lakefront. And now, frankly, with opening up of the area where the Browns are now, that in part with other things is going to make the lakefront in the years ahead just be phenomenal. It's going to be a great, great draw for people to come here. And again, for all of us who live in Ohio, it's going to be a great increase in the quality of life. So I think it's a great time for Cleveland, great time for Northeast Ohio, great time for the state.
And Mr. Haslam, let's continue down that road on how transformational this project could be, this venue can be. This is more than just a football stadium. How can you see this project helping transform the region?
Well, it's going to be huge economically. It's going to give a lot more flexibility. As you've heard from the Browns, they have a lot of ideas to bring in a lot of entertainment in here. Some smaller facility, some bigger facility. It's going to give a lot more flexibility. I mean, to go back to what I said at the beginning, we do not currently have a covered stadium in the state of Ohio. We don't have anything like this in the state of Ohio. We needed this in the state of Ohio. It was about time, and we're moving forward.
Jimmy, how do you see this project as being a transformational force here in the entire region?
Yeah, let me start by thanking Governor DeWine and Commissioner Goodell because they have truly been our partners in this. And I think it was 2 years ago, about this time of year, we went to see the governor. I called him and said, we're thinking about building a stadium. And we took our senior team, and he had his senior team. Never been to the residence. He has this big, long dining room table where sometimes you eat, but every time I've been there, we've worked. So everybody had their computers out, their legal pads out, and we went for about 4 hours. And I remember walking out, and I said, well, what do you think? Because the governor's placed things pretty close to the vest, not the easiest guy to read. And he said, I like big projects. This is going to be hard, but we'll get it done. And the amount of time that he and his management team spent with us over the last 2 years, not all of it pleasant conversations, but all in the spirit of getting this project done. As you all know, there were a lot of obstacles to overcome, but the governor and his staff, the legislative leaders that Dee recognized earlier, we would not be here without you, so thank you very much. And the commissioner was our thought partner, and I guess he probably thought I was whining a lot because things got real tough. I would call him and I go, I just don't know if we can get this done. He goes, listen, call Jerry, call so-and-so, call so-and-so. They've all been through this. If you'll persist, keep your heads down, and work hard, you'll get it done. And he was right, and it wasn't easy, but it was so satisfying. Came in early this morning, and I just drove around the site, saw all of the construction going on, saw where we'd have this official groundbreaking today, and that's so satisfying. And I can't think of how satisfying it's going to be in 3.5 years when we go to the first game here. I mean, it is going to be phenomenal, and I think JW, David, and Whitney did a great job laying out the fan experience, but it is going to surpass what everybody's wildest dreams are. And if you only remember one thing from today, remember this: everything that we've done, every thought that we've had is, how is it going to affect the fan? How do we make the fan experience better? Everywhere from the location, ingress, egress. Think about the ingress, egress here versus our former location. We're going to have 12, 14, 15,000 parking places. Think about what we have now. It's going to be inside. As Whitney said, it's going to be inside, but you're going to feel like it's outside. Have the widest concourses in the NFL, the closest seats to the field anywhere in the NFL. The dog pound reimagined, not just reimagined, maybe that's a good word. It's going to be spectacular. And our 6,500 dog pound fans that come every day, it's going to be spectacular. So we're really, really excited about this. I want to thank the governor, the commissioner for holding our hand, working with us, and getting us here today, because we would not be here without the two of you. So thank you.
Jimmy, when it comes to job creation, how about that economic impact in the job sector?
You know, and I think a lot of this and all the back and forth going around about whether the stadium should be here or not, people lost that is, and I think it was mentioned when the first group was up, this is going to create, and the governor mentioned it, 5,000 construction jobs for 3 years. And we have great partners in the unions in here who do quality work hard, and we know we'll deliver it on time and on budget. So it's hugely important. And the second thing I would say is those construction jobs, unfortunately, Dave, will go away at some point in time. But we'll have permanent jobs here, and there'll be another 5,000 or 6,000 jobs that are permanent with our mixed use development. So it's spectacular for this area. I think most of you all know this originally was a Ford motor plant. Okay, it employed 22,000 people and was built in, I think, 1958. Since then, not a lot's happened in this area. That's going to change dramatically with the redoing of the airport and with this new facility.
And with the governor here, I think this is a significant one as well. I asked him about the funding mechanism and the public-private partnership. From where you sit, how significant has been working with Columbus and working with the State House in putting this thing where we're putting shovels in the ground here today?
Well, let me go in reverse order. Mayor Ed Orcutt sitting in the first row. Raise your hand, Mayor. And he has been a great partner in this, but if you're a resident of the town of Brook Park, he has represented you damn well, because he's not been easy to negotiate with. So he's been a great partner. Everything is in the spirit of we will get this done. So thank you, Mayor. The state's been spectacular. I won't say that again. I'll just take you through the math and I'll round numbers. This stadium is going to cost approximately, not counting the real estate development, about $2.6 billion. Let's say that again, $2.6 billion. We're getting $600 from the state and $250 from Mayor Orcutt and Brook Park. So we'll be putting in equity and debt $1.75 billion. That's a lot of money. I mean, a lot of money, okay? But it shows our belief, not just in Brook Park, not just in Cuyahoga County and Cleveland, but all of Northeast Ohio. Most of you probably don't realize this, but 2/3 of our fans come from outside Cuyahoga County. So to be able to come to a facility that's easy to get in and out of will be tremendous. And then we're putting in $1.8 billion. And I also want to explain how the public financing works. And I'm not at all saying it's not important. It's tremendously important. What Mayor Orcutt will do is that there will be an income tax on the players, just like we have in Cleveland now. And there'll be admission tax on the players, just like we have in Cleveland now. That big revenue stream, and it's spread out over 30 years, the Brook Park will be able to bond us and write us a check for $245 million relatively early in the project. That will help us get the project going, if you will. This community, though, will realize hundreds of millions of dollars in benefits over that 30-year period. So thank you, Mayor, and I really think this is a win-win. The state operates basically the same way. This development will create lots of new money, if you will. That new money will be on a revenue stream. It will, in this case, we don't have to bond it because of the unusual way they found the fans. But that money, the state will be paid back in full. I think we actually guaranteed 50 or 100 million of it, but the state will be paid back in full. Brook Park will be paid back in full. So long way of saying it is very, very helpful. but I want to understand, I want to explain, and this, I tremendously appreciate what the governor and what Mayor Orcutt have done. We will pay all this money back. It's not a gift, okay? We will pay it all back over a 20 to 30 year period.
Which is amazing. And in our final 2 minutes here, I just want to hit on this as well. Haslam Sports Group has 3 pillars, which is winning, wins, fans, and community. I don't think the community part can be overstated today. What does this day mean for you? It's the start of something. It's the culmination, Mr. Haslam, of a long process, but it's also the start of something huge for this community. How significant is this beautiful day and this great moment?
If you don't mind, Andrew, I'm going to speak to the elephant in the room. We have done a lousy job with number 1, okay? And I want you to know that it drives Whitney, D, JW, and I, but particularly JW and I, crazy, okay? And I promise you we are working hard every day, as are Andrew, Coach Monk, Carson, and Denzel, to turn that around, okay? Because our fans deserve better than we've given you the last couple of years. And I think if we can have, what do you think, 3 or 4 more drafts like we had this year, Andrew, that we can get there. So we are working hard on that, and what we have done so far is not satisfactory. I think Whitney, JW, and Dave did a great job on the fans. We have unbelievable fans. We just need to win more games for them. Dee and I were both raised by strong fathers who taught us when you're a part of something, give back. When you belong to a community, give back. And that's what we've tried to do. You know, we're from Tennessee, but we're now spending way more time in Ohio than anywhere else. And I hope that you have seen what we've done, whether it's with education, healthcare, youth sports, economic development, that we want to contribute and give back to this community. This is a huge part of it, but there's other ways we want to give back and help too. So really want to thank everybody for coming today. It's very humbling for us to see all these people, and we thank you very much. So, and Andrew, thank you.
All right. Thank you, Commissioner Goodell, Governor DeWine. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for both being here today.
Thank you, Jimmy Haslam, Commissioner Roger Goodell, and Governor Mike DeWine. Final panel tonight, here to explore the new game day atmosphere coming in 2029. Browns General Manager Andrew Berry, Head Coach Todd Monken, Carson Swessinger, and Denzel Ward. And also, please welcome the host of this panel, Pro Football Hall of Famer, Browns legend, and the Iron Man of the NFL, Joe Thomas.
Coach Monken, we'll start with you. Now you've had a chance to coach for the Browns, you've coached against the Browns, and you've had the up-close and personal experience of understanding what the impact on a game the Dog Pound can have. After seeing the renderings of the new Huntington Bank Field, how do you think it's going to help create the ultimate home field advantage for your team?
Well, when you've already got some of the most loyal and passionate fans across all professional sports, and then you put them right on top of the playing surface, that's intimidating within itself. Then the dog pound, being right there when the opposing team comes out of the tunnel, and our players feed off of our fans. And ultimately, you're trying to create an environment where the opposing team is not only worried about the Browns and their players, but the environment they've got to play in.
AB, since the Haslam family got here, it was really important for them to create best-in-class experience for the players, to be able to give them every resource that they need to be at their best every single time they walk through that facility in Berea or into the stadium in Cleveland. After you've seen these renderings, what do you think about what this stadium does for our players to be able to give them that advantage on game day?
I think it's enormous, Joe. I think, first, a lot of credit goes to the Haslams, the design team, for taking our players' feedback and input, which would make the player spaces truly state-of-the-art compared to our competitors in the NFL. And adding facilities on site to the stadium so our guys can get their bodies ready, get ready for the game, or the largest locker room, in the NFL, so our guys can be together in those critical moments. All of that feedback and all of that design was just so important for our players.
And I think from a player's perspective, when you have an ownership that understands what they can do to give you those little advantages on game day, giving you more space in the locker room to spread out, get yourself ready, stretch out, have all those things at your service to be able to get everything that you need done, so when you walk through that tunnel, you've got your game face on and you're ready to be at your best. Now, Carson, I got to give you a little shout out. You are my son Jack's favorite player. How about the rookie season that this guy had, huh? Give him a round of applause. So you've gone through your first season now, and you've kind of seen the difference now between what a college experience is like and then what an NFL game day experience is like. How does that fan support really help fuel you to give you that motivation and that juice that you need on game day to be at your best?
Yeah, I think, especially for me, I didn't realize the impact the fans have on a game until I showed up to Cleveland. I even remember going out my first preseason game and being shocked at, how many people were there and how loud it was. And, week 3 where we get that win that week and just the fan, the dog pound behind us when we needed to stop on defense and to be able to go win that game. And so just seeing that impact, I can't imagine how great it's going to be as we get that dog pound even closer and get the fans behind us even more.
For a guy like you on defense, what type of an impact can that noise that the dog pound that the Browns fans put into that stadium have on the other team's offense?
Oh, I mean, the offense isn't able to communicate, and when you get them to play one-dimensional, it allows us to go fly around and make plays, and when you do that, the fans get even louder.
Denzel, hometown hero. I imagine you've probably had some pretty awesome fan interaction moments throughout your career, being so close to those fans, probably recognizing a few of them in the stadium. Any moments that really come to the top of your mind when you think about just game day experience and some of the fan interactions that you've had?
I'll say my best fan interaction was when we beat the Jets to go to the playoffs a couple years ago, and just going around the stadium high-fiving all the fans and, jumping in the crowd and taking pictures and stuff like that. So just knowing how much it means to the city of Cleveland to win and get to the playoffs and bring more wins to the city is huge. And the fans' interaction and the fans always being with us there is crazy.
We're going to get Coach Monken to jump in the dog pound after his first win on opening day this year, you would think?
I hope so.
Bet your ass.
All right, there we go. You heard it here first. As a player, we've experienced playing in a dome. We've experienced playing outside. Obviously, in 2029, when the new Huntington Bank Field opens, we're going to be playing inside. And we played in some rough weather conditions. The one that's most memorable to me is probably not the one that you guys remember. In 2007, the Snow Bowl against the Buffalo Bills, we won 8-0. That was awesome. 7 inches of snow coming down in the middle of the game. But the one that I think about the most was the next year when it was like 40 below wind chill against the Cincinnati Bengals. The field had froze, so my cleats didn't even get into the ground. And nobody remembers that because everybody was huddled in the bathroom because they were too damn cold to go out and actually watch the game. No mas, not happening anymore with this unbelievable palace that's going to be up, and it's going to be ready as the new Huntington Bank Field opens in 2029. For you, Denzel, any cool elements that you've seen in this stadium after having a chance to kind of look at the different renderings and the different models of what this stadium is going to look like when it opens?
Man, just the entire stadium. It's just like Dee says, world class. Definitely looking forward to the dome. You know, it's been fun playing in the outside and being in all the elements in the snow, and that's what I feel Cleveland is about. But just to, like I said, I feel that the fans and the players, we deserve the best. And I just commend Dee, Jimmy, and AB and everyone. Just like ever since I got to Cleveland, they always gave us the best. So, you know, the mindset was to win. And it just shows in this stadium that they're coming out and allowing us to go and play in.
What does that do for you as a player when you know that you've got an ownership that backs everything that you do, that gives you everything that you need to succeed?
Yeah, it means the world. Like I said, ever since I got drafted in 2018, like I always seen just the organization, just the goal is to win. Like no matter what it is, no matter what we do, like that's the main goal. I know we didn't always get the wins and it didn't show on the stat sheet. But, man, just the hard work that goes in that facility and just the mindset and talking to the Haslams and AB and everybody, that it carries on to the players, and we know that what we're working towards and what we're going to accomplish.
Carson, playing in a dome in 2029, what does that do for you as a player, knowing that the surface is going to be consistent, it's going to be fast, you're not going to have to worry about the mud, the snow, the sleet, the rain? You can just focus on what you're doing.
I think the first thing it does is make me not have to worry about my parents anymore. You know, Southern California, they're used to 70 degrees, so the games this year I felt bad for them when they'd have to go sit in the cold. So that's the first thing. And then just being able to, you know, play fast and play sure and know, you know, what you're getting into every week. And I think that's, you know, going to just build into everything else and allow, you know, us as a team to do what we want to do.
Coach, what does it do for you as a head coach, knowing that you're going to be playing on the same surface about half the games of your season right here at the new Huntington Bank Field?
No, it's awesome. No one's going to be more excited than our quarterbacks, kickers, and punters, I can tell you that, with the consistency. But you trade out the weather for the noise and the intimidating factor of the fans being right on top of the field. That's really cool. And it levels the playing field in terms of your preparation every week, and more stadiums are going to that. So I think it's going to be unique in that manner.
Denzel, last one for you. When you get a chance to think about what it's going to be like that first time you walk through that tunnel in 2029 into the new Huntington Bank Field, what comes to mind?
Man, just electrifying. I know the Dog Pound travels, so I know the Dog Pound go be there, and the entire city of Cleveland. So that's what I'm most looking forward to, just seeing all the fans there and being able to go and celebrate with them and get a first win in that stadium.
Well, I, for one, can't wait, now that I'm a fan, to not be sitting out in the cold watching games. So I am so excited for 2029. You heard it from these guys, how excited they are for 2029 when the new Huntington Bank Field opens. I'm very excited about the future of this organization. I am pumped about the future of Northeast Ohio and what this palace is going to bring and what it's going to do for the belief that everybody in this region has in their team, has in themselves, and has in each other. And I know that this is something that Cleveland deserves. Yeah, it's okay to get excited. You can get on your feet and clap and get excited and start going, whoo, 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 because Cleveland deserves this.
That concludes the panel session of our ceremony. Now, please direct your attention to the front of the stage for our dig ceremony. The core of Haslam Sports Group is win, fans, community. Ask any team member and they'll tell you that the mission is to ensure that we produce a winning product on and off the field, that we put Browns fans at the center of every decision we make, and that we are active and positive contributors to the community of Northeast Ohio. With that, we wanted to ensure our ceremonial first dig for the new Huntington Bank Field reflected that belief. Here tonight, please welcome civic leader and activist Carol Hoover. Stay in the game student from East Cleveland, Zion Harris. Cleveland Muni Football League Director Jason Dunn. Girls High School flag football player Olivia Pennington. Berea City Schools District Superintendent Tracy Wheeler. John Thompson, or better known to all as Big Dog. And from your Cleveland Browns, Carson Schlesinger and Denzel Ward. All right, let's count it down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That officially concludes tonight's program. We do have additional photo groups. Please stand by to hear your group name. The first dig photo opportunity will be available shortly to take photos with all guests. Media availability will take place in the VIP tent.